Anxious, fearful, overwhelmed? Do those words describe you? Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to my channel. Fear and anxiety drive great many people in our world today. Unfortunately, it's just not a statistic that is out there, but a dragon I fought for many years on a regular basis. Growing up, I was a carefree child, skipping along life with nothing much to worry about. I kind of assumed that life would continue to be that way. Until I was jolted by an incident that almost took the life of my 3-year-old son. Dealing with a child with food allergies can be overwhelming, fearful, and stressful to say the least. It is like watching your child play at the edge of a dangerous cliff and knowing that one wrong bite can push him off the edge. I was like a hawk watching out for my son. Worry was a nagging worm that was eating me away. Adrenal fatigue? Oh yeah, that was me. That incident left me shaking in my knees for a long time. And with all the things that life was throwing at me, I felt like I was drowning in anxiety and was just controlled by fear. But God, in His mercy, He started showing me that my living in constant fear of circumstances or challenges can only result in hopelessness and eventually lead to a defeated life. I finally realized that if I keep allowing fear to control my life, it will thrust a dagger in my soul and incapacitate me from living a life of freedom. Fear is what the enemy uses to cripple us, to disable us from enjoying a bountiful and joyful life. Fear paralyzes and hinders us from moving into what God has purposed and called us to do. Remember the time when Israelites were heading out of Egypt to the promised land? They were chased by Pharaoh and his vast enraged army, and blocked by the raging waters of the Red Sea not too far ahead of them. They were surrounded on all sides. But yet, the first word that the Lord spoke through Moses was, "Do not fear." In our human frailty, it is natural to feel fear, but choosing not to dwell on it is very crucial for our survival. As difficult as the season of life was to be bound by fear, the deliverance from the Lord and finding my security and peace in trusting Him fully has been extremely rewarding. I've learned that fear robs you from living in the present. I was so worried about my child that I wasn't living in the present. I was always thinking about what will happen in the future. Fear curbs you from enjoying His presence. Children are a gift from God. I wasn't enjoying them the way I was supposed to or the way that I wanted to. I was so consumed by fear of what might happen to them that I barely enjoyed them. And finally, fear blinds you from sensing His presence. God promises that His presence will be with us always. I was so blinded by fear that I was not aware of God's presence with me. I began to take action one day at a time to intentionally pursue thoughts of faith rather than of fear. Little by little, little becomes a lot. The everyday actions I took not only helped me with overcoming fear, but were pivotal in beating procrastination and pursuing a purposeful and intentional life. I believe that when God allows us to go through trials, it is not just for our own strengthening, but it is for the encouragement and growth of others around us. Do you struggle with fear? Is it fear of sickness for yourself or for a loved one? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of financial difficulties? Or the silliest of all, is it fear of what people might think or say? Whatever it is my desire and prayer that you might find encouragement and hope through the videos on this channel. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if and how you have overcome fear in your life. I'd love to learn about your journey. Well, that is all for now. I make videos on intentional living and conquering your fears. I hope you join me for the next one.